for us that
So we had the Nigerian Copyright Commission promise that we're going to publish the children's books. And just after the Nigerian Book Fair, the Nigerian International Book Fair, they saw the children and the manuscript support you that way. The following year, your head will work, isn't it? And that's why our head has worked again this year to say we will repeat the same process. And we're very excited recognition. Two of them will still be joining us from another school. Without the authors, we would not be here at all. Okay, so we'll just like the event, but we won't be here. So thank you so much. God bless you. We're very proud because if you did not put your children in the right path, they won't be doing what it is that they're doing. I'm still going to recognize more people. I can't leave out. I need you to be welcomed properly. And I will be not just welcoming the center director of the American. Good afternoon, students. Good afternoon. And it's a pleasure to welcome you all, wonderful parents. Thank you for your support. From iREAD, we were here last year as supporters. People have done well, and I can't wait to see. Welcome back. The American Corner is happy to support iREAD, whom is wonderful. She's like a sister to me, so it's important to us as well. So thank you for hosting this year. They say we're hosting you, but you're also hosting their writing skills and also get their books out there for people to read. It's very important that we tell our stories, right? I'm sure you heard this a lot. Because if we're not telling it, trust me, people will tell it for us, and we want them to tell our stories for us because they've experienced it in ways that we're picking up this opportunity to bring these things as little as record. So these are the things we love to see at the American Connect or American spaces in general. Young people, engaging them and empowering them with skills, with resources. Today, not to take too much of your time, I just want to officially welcome you all to the Library and Resource Center. We have so many resources for every single one of you. So whether you're a teacher, schools, I know we have schools represented here as well. We have free, juicy information about how to process your studying in the US. One of the staff in the US Embassy coming all the way from Abuja to meet with students and talk about his own experience. You can also put your applications forward. And these are the kind of sessions we have here to encourage students, to encourage young people, and youth as well, on 3D printing. Well, you can take that off your body, see how does that work with us? Yes, if it does, we have some reasons. So these are some of the things that we do in American spaces in Nigeria, and especially to see this wonderful kids launch their book. So let's get started. Welcome again, welcome, and thank you also. Thank you, Ms. Stephanie, for this opportunity and some of our students of other schools are here as cheerleaders. So one of the things that we have promised ourselves in iREAD that we will offer. We're not part of the people that don't want children to compete and then they're wanting to. And something tells me that the DP will be online. Sellers, right there, Mr. Oluwatoyi, thank you so much for joining us. And some Office of Education and Quality Assurance, fully represented here by Mrs. Bambi, Lagos State Library Board represented. We have the President's Network of Book Clubs and Reading Promoters, an organization that supports early years practitioners. Also expecting the President of the Mandela Washington Fellowship.
We need to come to the Office of Education Quality Assurance to do that. Those are part of our responsibilities. And we support through old school evaluation that we carry out in schools. Is free. Then we work on calendars, harmonized academic calendars in schools. We have a unified calendar for all schools in Lagos State, and we ensure that schools, as much as possible, you keep to that calendar, because we do it, not only us, we work with stakeholders. So those are the things, part of the things that we do. So for today, I'm pleased to be in your midst on this important occasion of iREAD Children's Writer and Book Launch. I'm particularly delighted to join you in celebrating our young and talented authors who have distinguished themselves by these accomplishments. There's a popular saying that you can't be a writer without being a reader, and it takes a reader to be a writer. It is on this note I want to congratulate the CEO of iREAD, Mrs. Fumi Lori, and a great team for all your effort at promoting a platform where the culture of reading and writing are nurtured amongst children. We appreciate your efforts, we appreciate your passion, your commitment, and zeal towards ensuring that reading culture in primary schools in Lagos State do not go extinct by your partnership with us in the Read Aloud Lagos. We have a program, initiative of the Lagos State government that came into existence during the COVID-19 period. And the essence is to ensure that children, while at home, they still read. And when we launch it, it's the governor himself, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, that read to children first, just to show the importance of reading culture to Lagos State government. And we went as far as donating books through Office of Education Quality Assurance. So government is very interested in this reading culture that our children should read. And Lagos State government encourages at least a minimum of 20 minutes every day for children to read aloud. It is important to know that the culture of reading has produced so many leaders in various fields of endeavor. I wish to express happiness at today's event, and it is my expectation that this initiative will make significant contribution to contributing a generation capable of writing and producing an inspirational model for children in our society. We all have read so many books at various stages of our lives, which have made great impact on us. We may never meet the authors physically, but they become distinguished by their writings. I wish to encourage young people in the country to emulate this feat of writing to inspire their own change. I'm inspired by these young authors. I look forward to seeing more of such effort from different writers in the pursuit of resuscitating a reading culture in our society. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our young and promising writers, authors, I thank you for your time. Thank you.
Unveiled, we have just 40 minutes more to wrap up on this event. So I'll be calling on the president, the Network of Book Clubs and Reading Promoters, Mr. Mama.
We can accommodate as much of the activities that we have today. That's culture promoters in Nigeria. It's about the reading culture. And just like Mrs. Fagai has just told us, without reading, you really don't build a country. Authors, I think that you have done, as they say, what Napoleon could not do. You will not fully appreciate the significance of what you have done today until several years after. I promise you. I promise you. Let me just say this. In 1997, 1998, we did a program to get young children like you to read, right? Now, one of those children is running a tertiary institution in the United Kingdom today. She finished from a school in Ikeja. For disclosure purposes, I would not go beyond this. A school in Ikeja. They wrote a book called Okwebi the Hunter and Other Stories. And she wrote as a very interesting story, The Girl Who Could Not Cook. Right? She's running a university in the UK today. Now, it's important for you to know that when you go the extra mile, that is, you have read, now you have now gone further to write. When you go the extra mile, that is what education is about, right? Because you know we live in a world that is digital and getting even more technology, dependent, which means that you will get up to a point where there are many things that we take for granted that people would go and, be employed to work, in organizations for, that machines and systems will be doing for us. Artificial intelligence. You've heard that word before? But because you go the extra mile, you would always be competitive. So what you have done is to set yourself beyond the pack. When people go and look for jobs, even admission, if you want to get admission in a British or an American university, they will check your grades and they will say, what else? My son got a scholarship into James Hope College, then in Agbo. I think they have moved to Lagos now, right? He got a scholarship there because he could play music. In addition, of course, he passed the exams. So for 6 years, Jim Murphy paid his fees because he could play music. He's now in the University of Lagos, and they are still paying his fees, right? So add value. For the rest of us children who are in the room, just know that, yes, you will do the basic things. You will read your books, you will pass the exams, but do something else. Get something to add. These ones have added authorship. It will not be taken away from them. Parents, thank you very much for supporting them. Every other parent, please support your child to add something else. And reading is the beginning. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Set is for us to have a book club in every local government, and that is becoming our reality now. Just a few months ago, we had the Lagos as a book city hosting the National Book City Day, and it was widely attended by a lot of people. Thank you for the work that you do, sir. All right, we don't have the board and the National Library here yet, so we'll move on to the main part of the event. The main part of the event is the unveiling of the book. Now, if you look to your left, you'll find the books. Only the authors know what the book looks like. And I've told them that they will give it to whomever they wish. Okay? So we'll get the goodwill message of that it is unveiled. It is not yet unveiled until it is pronounced unveiled. So I'll be inviting the Director General, Nigerian Copyright Commission, Dr. Essen, represented by Mrs. Alphas. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Observe that I humbly apply to stand on the existing protocol. I know there has already been protocol. And I'm here to represent my Director General, Dr. John O. Asen. He was here last year, and he actually wanted to be here. Just at the last minute, the exigencies of duties prevented him from being here. But he has asked me to represent him and to tender his unreserved apologies for his inability to be here. Like Ms. Fumi said, last year we had a program, and there we discovered these little children. They looked younger than these ones now. And they came and they said, so they came and they told us they have written books, and they were about to publish the books. Our Director General was so excited because, we are Nigerian Copyright Commission, the federal government agency charged with protection of creative works and copyright. So he was so excited. He said, oh, we are going to help you. And indeed, he did everything possible, spoke to those in the book ecosystem, and at the end of the day, the book was published. And we were here about this time last year for the launching of the book. Mr. Mamantu was here for the launching of the books. And we were so happy to hear again that these children are at it again. They've written another book again. And we know that if God keeps us alive, by next year, they might even write two at a go because they are doing great wonders. These children want to congratulate you. You have done something which some of us could not do at your age and even at our age now. In fact, I'm so challenged that I want to go back home and start penning down something. I'm telling you, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a book. I've learned from you people. You have done great. And you know one funny thing about what you have done? You have not only impacted your mates, you are going to impact generations after you. Copyright, and you are going to make money out of this your work. Copyright in this your work subsists until I will believe God you will not die young. Maybe you will die after, maybe at 100 or 150 years old. 70 years after that, copyright in this your book subsists. So it means you can still make money while you are living. Your children after you, your children's children can make money out of these books you have written. So it's not just about fun. You are going to make money out of this. You're going to have the right to authorize, because some people will get interested in your work. They will want to turn this work maybe into a cinematography or into an audiovisual format or into cartoons. You alone can authorize them to do that. So it's really a great thing that these children have done. I want to sincerely appreciate their teachers, especially Ms. Fumi, who has taken time to encourage these children. I'm sure if some of us were encouraged this way when we were young, maybe we would have also come up with some books of our own. So thank you so much for impacting the lives of these children. Thank you for helping these children to impact the lives of their friends and their generations after them. We want to also appreciate the parents, teachers, everybody who has encouraged them to do this. Because you have done this, you too will be remembered. Thank you. And for everybody who has come here to rejoice with them, we say a big welcome. Thank you for coming. Now we are going to the unveiling of the book, like she said. You've not seen the book, oh. You are just looking at something. We are not going to unveil it so that you will see it. So, and
my name is
Onabami Daniel. So these are the 5 authors who have put together this book. And this book is titled SDG Ambassadors, Tales of Bravery and Compassion. So I want the parents and everybody in the hall, can you please stand up as we unveil this book? Please stand up, stand up. We are unveiling this book now. Before now, you have not seen this book. Now you are looking at the book SDG Ambassadors, the Tales of Bravery and Compassion. And this book has been written by these 5 students. They have put pen into paper and they have taken time to write this book. So we hereby unveil this book for your enjoyment, for your reading, for your enjoyment, for you to purchase. And like I said, these children are going to make money out of these works. And we want you to encourage them in any way you can. Please don't leave this place without picking a copy of this book, because this will encourage these children to write more. We want to believe that this work which they have started, they will do many more. Like somebody mentioned, by the time you turn around and you are 45, you are going to have a catalog of books which you have written. This is just the beginning. We want to appreciate these children as we unveil this book. Please, can we put our hands together in appreciation of the children who have written this book? SDG Ambassadors, the Tale of Bravery and Compassion. So the book is hereby unveiled.
Please let them come to the middle. We only took them to the corner because of the table. So but now that great.
Sorry, hold on.
Fantastic. Please, can we have the Office of Quality? Nobody gave me. No way. I'll buy my copy.
Raise up your copies.
Thank you, young authors. Yes, you remember. It's just how many. Right. Authors, if you don't smell, I'll bring you here again. So let's get to mix them. Please open up these books. However, the schools that we worked with, we couldn't get all the quality stories from all the schools, but we selected these ones. And so the stories, we didn't have all the goals all together. We had goal 6, goal 8, goal 11, goal 14, and goal 15. So they were not aligned. However, they're still stories, and they're stories of change. So I want to congratulate these young ones, and they would open up to their story page and read a paragraph from it. Master Ono, are you set? Okay, please read.
Small fragile creature which seemed to be hiding behind the bush. That said, it was a baby brown baby, an animal known for its unique skills.
Can you be louder, please?
And timid nature. The pangolin looked scared, hungry, and lost, and I just couldn't bear to see it in such a vulnerable state. Dan, look, relentlessly, I was concerned. I gently approached the pangolin, carefully, not to frighten it further. Don't worry, little one, I'm here to rest. I whispered softly.
Thank you. Okay, so Ono has read a paragraph of his story. I know you did not.
13, goal 11. Okay, let's go.
Miss Odudu used to get upset when she saw how people polluted their surroundings, and she considered calling the police to arrest those responsible. But she was mindful because the people lived together in harmony. She knew that tourists of rubbish carelessly could be the major reason why children fell sick frequently. She had to think through a possible solution and also involve the children in research because they were her direct followers.
Thank you, Odidio, for that short excerpt. I'm sure you would finish the beautiful afternoon.
My name is David, and I'm here to present you my story, which is called The Wonders of the Sea World, page 16, day 14.
Good.
The next day, David went with his mom to spend more time at the waterside. He loved watching the fish swim and play. He even asked his mom if there were real mammals in the water. They had read several stories of half-human creatures that live in the ocean. Although his mom did not believe in mammals, she encouraged David to explore ocean life since he wanted to be a sailor when he grew up. David replied that if he found a mammal, David would trade money that they
Okay, so you would bring it to his mom. Next, we have grapes.
Everyone, my name is David, and I'm here to present and its goal 6. And title of it is Ambassadors of Clean Water.
What page, please?
Page 5.
Page 5.
Great and his champions talk about all the favorite superheroes as they journey. They began to feel the ship breeze and could tell they were near the lovely beach front. Surprisingly, the beach was deserted and there was no one else there except a lifeguard who informed them that the water was hazardous for swimming due to the pollution. The people who live around the beach suffer countless loss of property because property brought on by the sea level rise, he lamented.
Thank you. And finally, we have Frank.
Good everyone, my name is Frank. I am here to present my story, which is named Ambassadors of the Clean Water.
Louder, please.
Ambassadors of the Clean Water, and page 5. Great had heard stories of families making a living by the sea and taking advantage of everything the ocean had to offer. He also wished he could live near a beach so he could go swimming every day.
Thank you. Please, can we give them a round of applause? All right, now that you have a copy of the book, it's okay for you to complete the reading by yourself. Like I said, we're still expecting 2 of the authors, and I want to particularly appreciate David. David was the first to submit his story, and when he submitted the story, I read it and I was wondering, who wrote it for you? And he said, I did. I wrote the story myself. I was inspired because I knew that even supporting children to write stories, if they don't have it in them, is going to be really hard. So David was the one that gave me that push to say, look, we're going to get this done this year, and I don't take these young children for granted. I told them, I said, look, when they call authors in Nigeria, when Professor Wole Soyinka sits in the room and Chimamanda Adichie sits in the room, you will also be seated in that room. And I don't take it for granted. So, in case you did not plan to shake their hands before now, please make sure you do shake their hands. Please go back to your seat. I have a special request. Described as an organization that supports early years practitioners. And I'd mentioned on the platform that we're going to do this. But I didn't know how it was going to come about. And just yesterday chapter to say, please, ma, I have offended. Forgive me by attending this event. And she shows up. God bless you. Please help me appreciate Mrs. Falowe. She's the head of school. What I look up to as a role model. God bless you, ma. Thank you for the honor. Yes, sir, would like to have you.
I'm sorry to bug in like this. I was highly encouraged them entirely, and I was shocked. I'm a member of the Nigerian Books Forum, and my big brother is here, Mr. Richard Mama, and Mrs. Linda Afios from. Yes. They are Team Amanda in waiting. Yes. They are Tino Achebe in waiting to bring out the best in you. Is from inside.
From a writer, but I said because of the time we promised to wrap this up. We have the president of booksellers, Mr. Dario Luatui, online. Before we leave, Mrs. Alphonse has told us that we want our children to make money. After the heads of schools are introduced, I would like to introduce a really special young man, illustrator. He works internationally. He doesn't charge less than $1 million to illustrate books. Whatever book you want to send of that, and still give quality. Please help me appreciate Mr. Damilare. He's right over there. You want to come? Okay. Please come forward. Want to take another picture? Mrs. Adedoyin, please. I saw Mrs. Adedoyin here. Thank you. Okay, so Gracie School, please introduce. Let's go. Go ahead. It's okay. You need to be with me. Page 8. Don't let it start.
The three children, Jomloju, Munashi, and Uthman, had no idea what lay in store for them at Grace E. Town.
The teacher had dropped a hint that if they could persuade their parents to let them finish their 6 years of elementary school, it would help them in their quest to become authors before they graduated.
He told them that skipping primary 6 in favor of secondary school was unhealthy for them, and that he didn't want them to just cope with things, but rather to battle and achieve extraordinary results.
Thank you. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you. Please go to your seat. All right, so what's your name and your name of your school?
My name is Ndukwe Frank, and I'm from Choice Floral School.
All right, so which chapter of the book that they launched today did you write?
I wrote Clean Water and Sanitation.
All right, so what's the story all about?
The story is all about that should teach children of how to use the clean water.
Okay. How long did you write the story for?
Just one day.
Thank you so much. So next person. You have to get that. Right. Okay. So what's your name?
Great Okam. I'm from Choice Floral School.
Okay. So which chapter of the SDG goals did you write?
We write Goal 6.
Oh, so what is it all about?
It's all about that I just want to teach people how to write storybook and how to use clean water, not dirty water. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So what's your name?
My name is Oduja.
Wait. Okay. So what's your name?
My name is Oduja Basintika William.
Name of your school?
Name of my school is Palm Montessori School.
Okay, so which SDG goal did you write about?
Goal 11, a sustainable city.
So what's the story all about?
My story is all about making people realize that dumping trash on the floor is not clean because it makes children feel uncomfortable and really makes them feel sick too.
Okay, so what do you have to tell youngsters about to write books?
I want to tell them that they should get encouraged and they should write more books to make their life better.
Okay, thank you so much. Hi, hello. Next person. Yes. So what's your name and what's the name of your school?
Good day, my name is Jerry Jamilojo. I'm from Gracie School.
Okay, so what SDG goals did you write about?
We wrote Goal 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth.
So what's it all about? Tell us what the story is all about.
The story is about three children who chose the path of going through primary 6 instead of going from primary 4 or primary 5 because of the teacher told them that it was unhealthy for them to just skip classes.
Okay, so what do you have to tell young people that are skipping classes?
I would say skipping classes isn't healthy for them because of if you enter the secondary school, you might find some things difficult, which you could have learned when you were in primary 4 or primary 5.
Alright, thank you so much. Okay. So what's your name? Move closer, move closer. Okay. So what's your name and which school are you from?
My name is David Lore and I'm from iREAD Model School.
Okay, so which of the SDG goals did you write about?
I wrote about Goal 14, which is life below water.
Okay, so what's life below water all about?
It's about a boy who loves aquatic animals. He loved them so much that one day when his teacher was explaining about them, he started daydreaming about it. In his daydream, he saw him and his parents went to his village so they could spend the long holidays.
Okay, so what do you want to tell young people that love aquatic animals?
I want to advise them not to throw dirt into the water. Don't pollute the water. Keep the water clean at all times.
Thank you so much. Are you guys together? Yes. Okay, so the last person. Okay, so tell us your name and the name of your school.
I'm Mona About Midanes and I'm from iREAD Model School.
Okay, so tell us your name again and the name of your school.
I'm Mona About Midanes and I'm from iREAD Model School.
So what SDG goals did you write about?
I wrote about Goal 15.
Alright, what's the name? What is in Goal 15?
Saving the land.
Alright, so what is it all about? Can you tell us what saving?
It's about saving animals, especially pangolin, but not only pangolin alone, and so that people will not kill animals even though they don't even need it.
Okay, so what do you want to tell young people out there?
I want to inspire them that they should take animal kingdom serious.
Alright, thank you so much. Good afternoon, Ma.
Good afternoon.
Can you tell us your name and your position in the event that is happening?
Okay, my name is Fumi Lori. I'm the founder of iREAD Mobile Library and I'm the initiator of iREAD Storywriters Academy. So today we are having the launching of one of our the children's books. Last year we had them launch the well-being book, the first 5 Sustainable Development Goals, and today they're launching SDG Ambassadors, Tales of Bravery and Compassion, that contains more stories around the Sustainable Development Goals.
Alright, so how many students participated in the writing of the books, and how long did it take iREAD to publish and launch the book?
Okay, so 7 children wrote the stories. We had one school that had 2 writers write one story. We had another school that had 2 writers, and then we had 3 schools write single stories. And so that was a total of 5 stories, but by 7 writers.
Okay, so this event, what is the major goal this event tends to achieve towards youngsters? Because I know this is just for young children that are staying in primary or secondary school, going to the secondary school. So what does
the event like? What's the major goal of the event?
Yes, the first goal of the event is to identify final year pupils. Final year because we are advocates of ensuring that children complete their elementary school. It's really important for them to stay back and study in primary 6, and that helps us to bring up a total child. So those are the children we work with. The second is to now look at what are stories that can solve problems within our environment, and then we have coined those stories around the Sustainable Development Goals, that if they write stories that have to do with how the world can be a better place, they will not only be very conscious of their environment, they would also be teaching other children, because they're children's stories anyway, but other children will now be conscious of how to make the world a better place.
So, what is your advice to young people out there, to people who are planning to not take the primary 6 classes at all? So, what's your advice to young people out there?
Yes, my take or my advice to young people, it's not really their fault. So my words would be to the parents. Parents, support your children. Allow them spend the total number of years in primary school. They're not running anywhere. Okay, if we support them, then they will become grounded. When they get to secondary school, they're matured, both physically, emotionally, even their mental alertness will be sound. So we don't want children that are half-baked going into secondary school. The other words to children will be, please become readers, because it is readers that lead. You can write a book if you do not read. So the more books you read, the more you have vocabulary, the more you have exposure to words, the more you have exposure to your environment and things around. And so be a reader to be a writer.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Alright, so good afternoon, Ma. Can you tell us your name and which of the children that wrote a book today is your child?
Okay, my name is Ogechukwu Ezokole, the CEO of Choice Florideville School. So two of my children in the school wrote one of the books, the stories.
Alright, Ma. So you said the children are from two schools. How long has your school been participating in events like this? Or this is the first time you've been participating?
Okay, this particular project actually started last year with one school and 4 children. So this is the second time it's opened up for other schools. So we are like the pioneer set to participate in the one that is opened up to other schools.
So considering the goals of the event, what do you have to tell to parents out there towards and not allowing their kids to do a primary 6 class? What do you have to tell parents out there?
All right, so like you said, the goal of one of the goals, objectives of this project is to encourage young people, to children from primary 5 to do primary 6, because that's the experience we've always had, that parents don't allow their children to do primary 6, which is quite unfortunate, because you find children that are 8 years leaving primary school and they are not mature to face the challenges in secondary school. So you find that it's not about intelligence. Some of them are actually very intelligent. They can cope academically. But what about emotionally? That's why you see some of them, being bullied and all of that. They are not able to. Even the academic excellence they had will begin to dwindle. So I'm encouraging parents to allow their children to mature in primary school. There's a reason why government is asking them to allow their children get to a certain age before they leave primary school. So we are encouraging them with this project to allow their children do primary 6.
So what's your advice to young people out there that want to write, even if it's not related to this event? So what is your advice to young people out there that want to write?
So my advice to young people is, once you have an idea or you feel that you want to write, just write. Because sometimes it's overwhelming. When will I write? How many? 1 page, 2 pages. But the truth is, you just need to start. Once you put your pen down, it begins to flow. And it must not happen in one day. It doesn't happen in one day. It's for them to just have that courage, have that staying power, have that confidence that, yes, I can do it. And then I also encourage people around them to give that support system. Because sometimes when they start, just like these children, when we told them to write, if there was no support, I mean, even the publishing may not come to life because some of their parents may not be able to afford it. But with this project, we're able to bring everyone together, put in resources, and make this thing a success.
All right, thank you so much, Barrister. Okay, so Ma, can I have the spelling of your take care. Good
You are
afternoon.
thinking where to start from.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Which TV
TV
presidency?
360, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. So, can you tell us your name and who are you to this whole event? Like, which part? Which parts are you? Yeah, coming as a parent. So, which of the kids here is your child? Which of the author here is your child to the book?
Okay, so my name is Abayomi Agbede Daniels. I'm parent to Honor Abayomi Daniels, one of the authors.
All right,
Yeah.
sir. So, your child wrote on SDG goals. I would want to ask you how much of an effort it took you to advise your child. What was your what was the support you gave towards honor towards writing this book?
Well, first I must confess, I never knew that it was something this serious. I was just doing my bit as a parent, the regular thing. You know, they'll give children assignments, homework, or project to do. I was just trying to help out to ensure that, of course, he carry out all of his work and assignments. But I got to know that it's much more than that, and I'm happy, really.
All right, so I would also want to ask you that this event is tagged at encouraging parents not to allow their kids leave from primary five to and ensure that they do the primary six class. What is your advice to parents out there that tend to allow their kid leave from primary five and not do the primary six class?
Well, the world entirely is on a speed gear. The world entirely is on a speed gear. Technology has not also helped matters. Of course, we have children who can cope, even from primary six to the second, from primary five rather to secondary school. But I strongly encourage. I have my son's age mate, exactly age mate, who is in JS2 already, but I don't really care. I insist that he must go through his primary six class, and I encourage all parents to do that.
Okay, so what is your advice to young people out there that want to be a writer? Because they say readers are writers. What is your advice to young people out there that want to be a writer?
Is the way to go, especially that we are in the world where reading culture is dying. I mean, reading and writing inspirational books, books that can change the world, change the mindset of people, and help them to create and innovate at the same time is just the way to go.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
I appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir. Okay, so good afternoon, sir. Can you tell us your name and who are you coming for concerning this event?
Good afternoon. My name is Ndukwe Joseph. I'm one of the parents to Frank Ndukwe.
All right, sir. So, since the child is one of the authors of the book, how do you feel? How happy are you at the moment that your child is one of the authors to succeed?
I'm so excited. I'm very, very happy. At least it shows that he's really doing well for bringing me into this kind of place to, as a parent, to witness what he has done in school.
All right, so what's your advice to parents out there that don't want their child to be writers, that don't want their child to do primary six class? So what is your advice to them out there?
First and foremost, I will advise them to encourage them in all they are doing, whatever they seems right they are doing at home. They should always, encourage them to do the right thing at the right time with the right intention.
All right, so what is your advice to young people out there that want to write? Do you think that regardless of the situation, they should still keep on writing? Or do you think that they should find organizations like this that will help promote their skills? So what is your advice to young
My
people?
advice to them is to, let them know that writing is one of the best way to rule the world. Because the people that, that come up with the gadgets we are using today started with writings. So without writings, they can't achieve anything. So I encourage them to leave the streets and go more of reading of their books, because one of the lessons we have been taught here today is that without reading, there will be no writing of books. Like I had one of the professors, Wole Soyinka, started with writing as well. So today he's a well-known man in the whole wide world.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, sir.
You're welcome.